Today, we're going to talk about a skill that separates the good DCS pilots from the great ones, notching. Notching can allow you to survive in the no-escape zone so you can take the fight to the enemy. What I'll show you is the same training I used to get pilots in our squadron ready for competition. We'll cover what notching is, why it's so useful, and how to execute it yourself. Then I'll run through a training mission that you can download and use to perfect the notch. Let's get to it. First, what is the notch? At its most basic, notching is neutralizing your closure with the missile by placing the missile on your 3-9 line and flying perpendicular to its path. This will cause the missile to lose track of you as it filters out your radar returns with the ground clutter. Now, why is this so useful? First off, it's essentially a get-out-of-jail-free card. So if you find yourself in a position where you cannot beat the missile kinematically, it gives you another option. In this clip, we get a missile warning around 3 miles, within the no-escape zone. If we try to turn and run here, we're going to get shot down. Instead, because we can notch, we're able to survive the missile and merge with the enemy. Second, notching allows you to be faster in your BVR timeline. If you and the bandit are both turning cold after each pass, you're probably going to reset the fight and find yourself in a neutral position again. If instead you're able to notch, you can recommit faster, getting nose on before the bandit and giving you the option to either run him down or shoot into his recommit. If you can't notch, you'll be stuck as the bandit in this scenario, and be at a huge disadvantage. Finally, the notch can allow you to keep better SA in the fight. Watch how I'm able to defend the missile and at the same time still pick up other bandits with my radar. If you have to turn cold to defeat a missile, your radar is no longer helping you build SA. But your radar isn't your only SA building tool. It's also much easier to keep tally on someone on your 3 or 9 o'clock than someone on your 6. This lets you follow up your defense with a quick re-engagement. Now let's actually talk about how to notch. First, we're going to snap roll, turning to place the missile on our 3-9 line and diving if we have the altitude. We need to get under the missile for it to lose us in the ground clutter. Then we want to snap wings level with the missile, making any quick corrections as we need. Scan between the RWR to maintain the notch, and outside the cockpit to maintain tally and check for missile impacts, dispensing chaff as you go. Once the missile's defeated, recommit. Let's take a closer look at the RWR and go over the signs that you're in the notch. In the Hornet, the missile warning flashes and plays a constant tone while you're locked. Keep in mind that the jet has RWR blind spots on the top and bottom, so you need to have your wings level with the missile in order to get this warning. You'll know you're in the notch once the M stops flashing and you stop hearing the audio warning. It's very similar in the Viper, except for the audio warning is intermittent. Your cue here is the flashing red launch warning. This will stop the second you're in the notch. Note that the Viper's RWR shows the missile slightly forward of where it actually is, so you may need to position that M a little aft to enter the notch. Now the flanker, good luck in the flanker. It's not going to give you the same resolution to show you that you're in the notch, and the missile warning is going to play constantly, but it'll play even after you've notched the missile. You won't really know if you're notched until you see the missile hit the deck. The best technique I've found is try to have the leftmost or rightmost 2 lights both on, and then you have an idea of where you're starting. Then turn slightly to place the missile on your 3-9 line, then really lay into the chaff. Let's go through the training mission I made to help train our recruits to notch. Then at the end of the video, I'll show you some tips and tricks to help you perfect the technique. You'll be facing off against 2 bandits, each armed with 2 AMRAAMs. You'll start with 1 bandit in front of you, while the other one will pop up in a random location. The first bandit you'll be able to handle with the Fox 3, but you'll have to close in with the second to use your heater. The goal here is to only defend by notching. This training is great because you need to not only be able to reliably notch missiles consecutively, but also keep your SA while you do it. In this run, our pop-up bandit is on the left, so we're going to offset right to build up some separation. We get our first missile warning and now it's time to notch. First I respond with a missile of my own, then we dive to the deck. We slightly overdo our turn and have to adjust when the missile reacquires us. Once we're settled in the notch, our eyes go back out the cockpit so we can keep our SA. We're looking for both bandits and missile impacts. Missile impacts will tell us we're in the clear to turn in, while keeping tally on the bandit allows kill confirmation or quick re-engagement. We've splashed the first bandit, so now our attention turns to the second. We receive our next missile warning and dive back into the notch. This one we nail first try so we can quickly get our eyes back out on the bandit. We know he has 1 more missile left, but we still don't want to rush things at this stage. If we turn our blind spot towards him, he could get a surprise missile off on us and we won't have enough time to defend. I do turn in slightly here to bait out a missile, and you can see I get the warning right as I get my wings back level with him. We snap roll back into the dive, try to get the missile down towards the deck, and once it's notched, we're in the clear. We can recommit with great SA on him and get an A9 off, followed up with some BFM as necessary. Let's wrap this up with some tips and tricks. First, don't go too fast. Notching is about closure. Reducing your forward speed will open up the notch window, giving you more room for error. Excess speed also makes your turns into the notch take longer, and this delay can get you killed. Next, make sure you dive. You can only notch a missile that's above you. If you're above the missile, it's not going to need to filter out the ground, and that's the filter you're hiding in. The missile is also way more likely to hit the ground if you're low, and a missile that hits the ground is one that isn't likely to reacquire you. You also want to make your corrections quick. When you roll to make corrections, you often point your blind spot towards the missile. Notching isn't the time to baby the jet. Your corrections should be violent. If it's close enough, try not rolling at all. Just kick the rudder for those last few degrees. Last, it's a good idea to pre-defend as the range closes in. It takes much less time to turn 30 degrees into the notch than the full 90. Alright, that's it. Time to download the mission and give it a try. Don't worry if you don't master it right away, just start off trying to notch that first missile and you can build from there. It won't be long before you're a menace in PvP. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.